Here we are. It's such a beautiful piece of art. We're adding to it so regularly.
Lots of knife carvings on the table.
Yeah, so today I want us to try something a little bit differently. Where do you guys want to go? Like, give me an idea of like kind of where you want to go, how long you want to travel, all of that. Because you're starting off. It's early morning, 7, probably 8 o'clock. The sun is up, so you can see it. There's no clouds or anything like that.
This general direction probably.
Okay, I
Not
mean,
so far as the wait, I gotta zoom in a little bit. I can't read it. I'm blind. Okay. Probably past where we were last time.
okay. How
Let's see
how
where.
how long are you guys wanting to travel today? And are you walking? I'm assuming I don't think anyone but Kenshin has a horse.
Yeah, I don't have a
Rock
watch.
is horse.
Well, I am technically a horse.
Close.
Crap. I need to. Where is my character sheet? I have things I need to do. There are. Oh, don't mind me. You guys can. I'm gotta find the. Or just wait. That's okay.
I would say basically on a day like today, if you're sticking to fairly easy terrain, not going through lots of mountains and hills, you could probably go about 30 miles in a day walking. If you're really pushing yourselves and don't come across too much trouble along the way.
Here it is. Because I need to set my quest stuff.
Indeed. Well, your quest actually, doesn't it carry over until completion?
Does it?
Does it say anything about it ending? Let's see.
Not that I see.
Paladin Quest Rooney. When you dedicate yourself to a mission through prayer and ritual cleansing, state what it is you set out to do. Blah blah blah. Then choose up to 2 boons. The GM will tell you what vows are required to maintain your blessing. I mean, how does your god feel about you not completing a quest?
Probably doesn't like it too much. There's no honor and there's no problem in doing other things along the way. I'm still on that quest, so I guess I could still keep the same things.
And what was that again? Remind me.
They were like an immunity to arrows, and I didn't have to eat, sleep, or drink.
Yeah.
And then it was those vows were honor and hospitality, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And what was your original quest to do?
Retrieve the horse, I think. Bring that man's horse back to him.
All right. Just writing it down real quick.
I won't have to eat, drink, or sleep for as long as we don't find the horse.
Oh,
And I can't be hurt by arrows. So, if that's how we're doing it.
yeah. I mean, it's gonna come down to how patient is your god, as
We're
well.
not very patient. We'll see. We'll get there.
We will definitely see. As far as you know right now, that's still your task, but you kind of feel like it's more important to actually go and save the ones that are also part of your religion over
Yeah.
just a
I think-
horse. So I think
God would understand.
I think they'll be okay. It is a they, right? It's like the lost
Yeah,
souls.
it's a collection of souls.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, I mean, as things stand today, you could probably go about 30 miles in a day before you'll need to stop and camp. So what you have standing before you, again, straight ahead, you have the large forest. To your right, you have a little bit of the forest. You can see the cliffs kind of going off, and you can see the water, the spray coming up over the cliffs. And to your left and back, you have a lot more of those cliffs that kind of go down. You have a path that sits before you that is now kind of covered in snow, but you know it's the forgotten trail. So you want to take a left and head that way, I am guessing.
I think we'd follow the trail for as long as we could.
All right, so we are going to go through and kind of set up our roles for this adventure. So we will need a scout, trailblazer, and quartermaster.
I think our ranger should be a scout.
Yeah, that seems about right.
Right?
Maison does
I'm
okay
gonna
cooking.
cook again because that's been going really well.
Right?
So I'll blaze a trail, I guess. What is that based on? That's
That is going to, let's see, trailblazing. It's going
I'm sure there's a thing
be-
here.
I believe that's navigate. That's intelligence.
Yeah. Okay, I'll give it a shot.
Awesome. So I mean, even though you guys have been through this part of the forest, it's not completely clear of all bad things. So you are still undertaking a perilous journey. So yeah, again, about 30 miles if everything goes well. So what we're gonna do is head out, and so our scout will need to kind of scout ahead, see how the trip's going to go. Scout ahead goes against your wisdom.
Dun dun dun.
Oh, thank
Oh.
goodness.
Awesome. So yeah, if anything is to happen, you will be alert and ready to get everyone to respawn, and everyone in the party will take +1 forward.
Yeah.
So now that you know, the way seems to be pretty clear, and that's because a lot of things are in hibernation. It's just the foxes and the snakes and all the big bads of the forest are sleeping right now, so probably not that big a deal. For our trailblazer, Mr. Logar, let's go ahead and try to navigate plot the best course. That is your intelligence.
Bob.
Okay. Awesome. So yeah, you're able to you guys are heading along, and you're following the edge of like the forest and the cliff for quite a while. The cliffs go out for a couple of miles, and then you see the drop off, and there's just nothing but blue under the horizon. To your right, it's just the forest. You're not really following a trail that you know of. The day goes by with not too much anything exciting. What do you guys actually talk about while you're wandering down here for hours upon hours?
I think I'm probably filling everybody in on the basics of my religion. Just the fact that it's based on honorable deaths and living a good life and not, running away or stealing or killing people without warrant. And
You lost me at that one.
well, I mean, you can't kill people without reason.
Well, it gets to be about 3 or 4 in the afternoon. The sun has kind of gone up and over at this point, but you see it start to darken as clouds start to roll in. And about 4:30 comes about, and then 5, and the wind starts picking up and howling and howling. And by the time you guys are getting into late evening, it actually begins to snow. You guys have been traveling south with the cliffs at your left, the forest at your right. You've been able to make it about 20 miles so far, but the temperature's really starting to drop. Where you are now is actually this sunken beach. In fact, Sirach, even though it's covered in snow, you kind of recognize this beach.
Ooh, this beach has something hidden.
Does it now, champ?
Sorry,
Yes.
my map's all messed up. I'm trying to get over to it.
Ooh. There you go. Super secret beach.
Yeah, I mean, it's so you have this beach that comes down. There's a few hills that actually lead back up to the cliffs, and then as you're standing here, there's a few more hills that are kind of straight ahead and to your right. Behind you now, the forest is a few 200 feet away, and it's very light. You actually can see some smoke a few miles out from what you would assume to be the Ghost village, and that's kind of to your back right. And standing ahead of you, you have this beach, the ocean, and then a few hills. The sun is beginning to set, and the storm is starting to come in. It's dropping in temperature. The snow is actually starting to come down a little bit more. I'm furious now, so you guys want to do...
So the Ghost village is behind us? We've passed it already?
Mm-hmm.
No, it's a
Nope.
Have we?
Have.
What?
No, he's saying that if we're facing the beach, like towards the ocean, the Ghost village is behind us.
From the way that you guys are
That's if we're
traveling
facing
now,
the ocean.
you've
Okay.
been following along the cliffs in the forest for a
The
few
super
hours.
secret beach is there. Okay.
You've gone down a hill where the hill kind of connects to the cliff. You're on this beach.
Okay.
From this beach, straight ahead, kind of to your front right, are a few more hills that you can't really see over. Directly to your right is a light forest that kind of leads into the forest, and a little bit to your back right is some smoke that's kind of rising up. It's a few miles out, so it's not super
Yeah.
close.
Well, we're fairly familiar with the Ghost village at this point.
You would assume that's probably where the Ghost village is.
We have made enemies and then friends of them. So
And keep in mind, if I'm not telling you your map's wrong, but if you feel like it's wrong and you want to delete stuff, just let me know. I can do that. This is your map, so I have my whole another map that I'm using that actually has real life coordinates, mileage, all that kind of stuff.
ooh, you
So
saucy bastard.
it's different, yeah. It's not necessarily you guys might be on a whole other place. for
Everything
all
we've
you know.
placed is actually like 2 miles to the left.
It could 100%
we
be.
missed everything.
Could definitely be.
What do we care? We're carving into a table. It can't be exact.
Exactly. But yeah, you guys are down here. It's getting cold.
There was something hidden on this beach, you said there? Tiny one?
Sirach said that and apparently passed out.
No, it's around here somewhere, but it's been about half a year since I was here, so I'm not really sure. We'd have to search the area pretty thorough, and the snow's pretty thick. It's going to be kind of hard to find that pathway.
Just curious. Since I got the 10 on scouting ahead, can I use that to make a discovery and find what Sirach is talking about?
I mean, right now, nothing else has been wandering the beach, so it's just snow covering sand, from what you can tell. You can definitely, if you want to discern realities and take a look at what might be around here, probably can, but without Sirach giving you a better idea of what you're looking for, might be kind of difficult.
Good point.
At any rate, we should probably find some shelter from the storm.
Yes, it'd be better to reconvene on this location in particular later, when there's not a foot of snow on the ground.
Yeah, I mean, from where you are now, you have some hills, kind of just like one big hill behind you that leads up to the cliffs. You have the forest that's about, again, a couple hundred yards to your right, and you have a few more hills a few miles ahead of you.
Well, if we go into the forest there, we can at least get shelter from the wind.
The wind is always good to be sheltered from, especially if we intend to sleep.
Awesome. So yeah, you guys take a little while longer to get inside the forest where it's nice and warm. You're able to get within, viewing distance. You can see the tents of the Goss village from where you are now. If you kind of went towards the smoke, you'd be able to see it. If you went directly to your right, it'd still be almost virtually behind you.
Well, oh, that's a huge forest.
That is a big forest.
That's a big bitch.
But yeah, you guys make
Wow.
it inside the forest. You start setting up camps. What are you actually setting up right now?
Can I shrink that? Oh, that's like right there, I guess. I'm sure in the adventuring gear there's probably, there's probably tents or something if anybody has any of that, which I do.
Yeah, I would say it's not a huge tent. Like it's
Probably like
a single
small
person
one-person
tent.
tents. Yeah.
Well, you really just decided to put the trees on there, didn't you?
I can't make them smaller, so.
Them ocean trees, man.
Yeah, it's a tree. It's real tree.
Those are lots of trees. I mean, it's supposed to be a light forest, but I just threw the Amazon on there. But
Yeah, I mean, might go back to stick figures, something like that.
I mean, I can doodle a tree.
There's the little doodleage.
Well, let's doodle a tree.
So you have one tent hanging
I
out
have a
there.
tent. Who
Got a
else has
tent?
a tent?
What's everybody else doing for warmth? I'm assuming Terrace, you've probably made a campfire. That
There's a tree, guys.
That was priority number one for me.
There's your-
Yeah, I'll bust out a tent too.
There you go. There's some trees.
Yeah, the snow's it's coming down pretty good. You've lost visibility to probably about 200 yards now. Anything past that's just kind of a little fuzzy. The temperature has stayed right above freezing, so it's not blistering cold, but the wind is getting really swirly.
Who doesn't have a tent?
Are there any branches on the ground or anything that I can see?
Do you not have a
If you
tent?
want to spend some time looking, you might be able to find some. There's snow on the ground. Again, there's not much beyond that. You see the actual trees, so you want to search around for stuff.
Nah, I guess I'll just pitch a tent then.
All right.
That almost sounded horrible. There.
He's
But,
well. I mean,
in a
he's
tent.
got Kenshin and Sirach wearing not much at all. You know, he could be super excited for this trip. So yeah, you guys set up like 3 tents around. Sirach, are you doing anything? Setting up any tents?
Yeah, no, I just set up my little tent.
Yeah, you guys all set up your own personal tents. You got a campfire in the middle there. What are you cooking up
Yay,
tonight?
tents.
There's Sirach.
Well, as I kind of already rummaged through everybody's bags and grabbed their rations accordingly, I'm just kind of
You didn't take
throwing
mine,
it
boy.
all in a pot and see if one comes
Mush.
out.
Yeah, awesome. So let's go ahead and roll our managed provisions, which is a wisdom roll.
You better have asked, or I'll take your hand.
Yeah.
Nope.
So with that, you actually get to choose one of the following. Either careful management reduces the amount of rations consumed, or the party consumes the expected amount of food, and the food you prepare is excellent. Describe it, and everyone who licks their lips takes a +1 forward.
I'll do the less rations taken.
Okay. Well, let's see. You, Mr. Logar didn't need to eat, so there were 3 of you total. I would say for we'll go 1 ration split between the 3 of you worked. Like I'm assuming this is army dried kind of rations, and you popped it in there expecting it to be just a little bit, and it actually grew into a nice big loaf of meatloaf of some sort. Just add water
Mystery
meatloaf. So yeah, we'll go ahead and say who, I don't care who spends the ration, but yeah, just one ration was spent for this night. As night rolls around, the temperature drops below freezing. It's cold. Kenshin, I would say your toes are probably feeling a wee bit nippy right now. Logar, yeah, the steel or the plate is actually kind of starting to stiffen with how cold it's getting. Terrace, the cloak's not doing you good. Like you're huddling right next to the campfire to keep warm, but your back is just chills, just constant chills. Sirach, you feel fine.
Oh yeah,
Nature.
it's nice and toasty.
Yeah, nothing going on there. So what do you guys end up doing for the rest of the night where you are now? It seems like the storm is going to be rolling in. And
I'm gonna just climb into my tent and start praying.
all right.
Not for like safety or anything, but just to pray. Because I don't need to sleep, so I'll just be meditating and praying.
Who's taking watch tonight?
Well, I guess since I didn't have any of the other jobs, I guess I'll take watch.
All right. And who's basically give me your watch order for the night, first through fourth.
I'll take first watch.
I can take second watch.
I'll go third.
And I slept in.
All right.
Not actually. I actually get up for the watch, but
Perfect. And Sirach. And so remember, everybody does have the +1 forward. So yeah, you guys head into.
No, we used the.
You got that for the scout ahead.
Oh right.
Don't worry. I'll keep you guys straight until you're all dead.
Don't worry. All I have to do is let
Oh,
me
thank
charge
you.
into battle, and we'll be good. We'll get us another +1.
So yeah, Kenshin. As the moon begins to rise, the moon is actually a light shade of blue. It's very, very cold. Your breath is almost fogging up your eyeballs, even though that's not possible.
It's ice crystalling it right in front of me.
Yeah, the campfire is, you're doing everything you can to just build it bigger, but it's not working. And the snow, it's coming down. Within your watch, you actually see the snow rise up a few inches, like 1 or 2 inches up the sides of the tent. But you're sitting there, and you actually get used to the sound of the ocean rolling in, and you're here and you're watching, and
Oh,
it
yeah.
is a serene scene. It's strange though, seeing this movement, like large movement of water when it's so cold and it's snowing. You're sitting on a beach. It's kind of a strange situation. Probably right towards the end of your scene, the end of your shift on watch, you notice some weird flipping in the water that makes the rhythm kind of pause. It actually takes an additional sound in between the normal rock of the waves, almost if like there was a rock that would appear and separate the waves for a moment and then disappear, and the waves would go back.
Yeah, that's definitely something I would definitely notice because I'm used to, meditating to standardized, sounds. So the fact that there's something putting a hitch in the wave movement, yeah, that's got me a bit on edge. I am going to. Well, since it's towards the end of my watch anyways, I'm gonna wake up Logar. Since he's taking the next watch. Well, he's not even asleep. He's meditating.
I'm just sitting there.
I
I have my helmet off though.
Yeah, I'll basically be like, Logar, almost your turn for watch, but There's something strange happening down by the beach. I'm going to go have a look.
Ah, do you
And
want me
I'll-
to come with you?
No, stay here in case you rouse the others. And I'll
Okay.
I'll slip on my 3-inch sandals.
Holler if you need help, friend.
Oh, of course. And I will walk down towards the beach to see what's what.
Are you carrying any kind of torch or anything with you?
Yeah, I'll take a burning brand out of the fire with me.
Yeah, I mean, you start heading out, and the sound, it'll be like a few minutes of just rock back. And then you'll hear, again, like the sound of something, waves crashing against rock, and then it disappears. And you keep walking towards the water, but you're not seeing anything yet. Do you want to spend some time focusing, like... Are you trying to hear and follow by what you're hearing? Are you trying to look for anything?
Actually, I think at this point, I think I'm gonna actually put the burning brand out. I'm gonna douse it face down in the snow, so it just goes out, and then I'm gonna spend a few minutes there, focusing and allowing my eyes to, because like the moon's up, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So even though the snow's falling, it's still providing a lot of light. So I'm gonna spend that time to let my eyes really adjust, and then I'm just gonna watch and see what I can see.
Yeah. Well, let's go ahead and roll some discern realities and see what you can see.
Awesome. +1 forward on this.
If choose to use it on this roll.
Yeah. And I'm gonna be using wisdom for this.
That's correct.
Okay, so wisdom +1, or yeah, roll +1.
All right. Discern realities on a 9. You can select one.
That's a 10. 10.
That's a 10. Yeah. So you can take 3 of the discern realities question.
The discern realities questions. I am gonna want to know
Let's do them one at a time.
what. Opening up the basic moves real quick. So
Yep. You're good.
Discerning realities. There it is. Let's go with what here is not what it appears to be, as the first one.
Well, it's pretty obvious as you stand there and you're scanning the horizon. About probably 200 yards out, see this form kind of jut up from the sand, and it's out there in the turf. Like, it's not on the beach, it's out there in the turf, but it rises up. It's got a rounded top. It looks like a stone foundation. It rises up for a moment, lets water kind of wash over it, and it sinks down below the tide. So it's clearly not a rock because it has movement. You can tell this isn't like a normal thing. It's not doing it on a rhythmic basis. It will just be sporadic. It'll rise up, water will kind of crest over it, and will drop back down.
Okay. And the second one is that was the tough choice, the second question. What should I be on the lookout for?
Yeah, as you're looking closer, you actually can see these marks in the sand, and it looks like 4 of these kind of holes. Like if you were to take a sharpened stick and kind of plunge it in the ground, you see these marks kind of around the sand right at the edge of where the tide is coming in. Again, they're about this big, and there's 4 of them that are stuck out, and they kind of run along the edge of the water line. And you can see they kind of end right where this form is bobbing in and out of the water.
Okay. And for the final one, what is about to happen?
Well, There doesn't appear to be anything actively after you. The tide is going to be rolling in. So probably within a few hours, the water's going to rise up the beach a considerable level. But beyond that, there doesn't appear to be anything dangerous right now. Nothing more than the waves watching and this strange bobbing thing. The snow is going to continue to fall and the temperature will continue to drop. So it's going to be cold, it's going to be windy, it's going to be snowy, and the water's going to move in.
Coming in. Okay. I'm gonna approach this thing because I have no idea what it is.
Okay. Yeah, as you get close,
My
you
curiosity is
see...
piqued.
Once you get in with about 100 yards, you can see that this thing no longer looks like a rock. It has a lot of smooth surfaces. It almost seems to spiral, and there's a lot of crustaceans all over the top of it. If you had a good guess, it actually reminds you of, I mean, you had a much smaller, but crabs that your people would catch down south. But this one, it appears to be a much, much larger shell. We're talking, as you get close, it's about 10, 15. It's a big piece of something, but
Has it noticed me yet?
it doesn't appear to be moving. It bobs up and will bob down. It hasn't appeared to do anything yet.
Well, I am going to go over to it and knock on it.
Yeah, as you get within about 15 feet of it, it stands up. First, you see these two eyes pop up above the water. Eyes are both about this big. And as it reaches up, it has these two huge pinchers in the front. And it starts kind of doing this weird motion dance. It's not coming at you, but it definitely is trying to do a stay away from me, I'm big and scary. It's a big ass crab.
That is a big ass crab. I'm trying to decide whether it looks tasty or not. At this point, I'm actually going to call out to Logar and tell him to bring Sirach.
Logar, you hear this voice on the wind. Might be tasty food. Bring the little one. You can see in the distance, the small figure of Kenshin has walked down the beach and appears to be standing next to a big old rock.
What a strange one he is, but I wake Sirach and I wake
What?
Terrace too. Just to be sure.
I was already awake.
Well, that's fine.
This cold sucks.
Yeah, as you guys start heading down there, it appears he's standing next to a very large rock, but once you kind of get to the beach, the rock begins to kind of appear to be swaying. And once you're in about 100 yards, you see this rock has these massive pinchers on the front. And once you get in about 10, 15 feet, it also has these huge eyeballs that are moving on their own, kind of peering at you and peering back at Kenshin, and it's just swaying and kind of doing this crab dance of click click with its pinchers. It's this huge shell covered in hard crustaceans all over it. It actually appears to kind of shine and shimmer light.
Greetings, crab.
So it's covered in mollusks,
Yeah.
like barnacles and stuff. Because you keep saying crustaceans, and I keep picturing little crabs.
Oh yeah.
It's
covered
just
in-
covered.
it's
It's
covered
just
in little
big crab
baby
covered
crabs.
in little crabs.
Little spider crabs.
Big crab covered in little crabs. I don't want to fight it anymore. I want to run.
And it opens up to reveal.
Just opens its claws and crabs just start spewing out.
Carrier has arrived.
Yeah.
Not ready for swarms.
Yeah, you guys, there's this massive crab standing kind of confused.
Rock, this is your department. This
Yeah,
is this
yeah, I mean-
is this food or is this something else?
I'm gonna assume it's something else, but I'm gonna try and talk with it.
I had you brought down here.
Either
You're the guy who
this-
talks with things.
Well, no, probably wild empathy.
Wild empathy.
Speak with and understand animals.
I have that.
And you can. What? How do you reach out to this creature?
I just kind of step forward and gaze into one of its eyes that are actually looking at me while the other one's darting around between other people.
What do you say?
So,
Is there anything that we can help you with?
Food, hungry, water, nice. You, scary.
Well, you don't have to fear anything from us. Is there anything that we can help you collect for your food?
No. Water, bring food.
Okay, guys. Well, it's hungry and wants to fish, so we can go back to camp if we want.
Okay.
okay. Farewell, crab.
Really, a lot of
Have a joyous
crab.
time hunting.
It stays and waddles watching. See what you guys are doing, kind of waiting to see if you'll actually leave.
Sure.
I mean, as you have a closer time to take a look at it, I mean, the shell is, it has color to it, and it's strange, because almost like the crab doesn't come with the shell, the crab goes to the shell, and it seems to have movement inside, as if the shell is kind of loose on it.
The giant hermit crab. I can't talk to it. I don't know what's happening. I'm just standing here.
Yeah,
Staring at
it
the
starts to
little
kind of back away deeper into the surf, kind of starting to sink down in the water.
I'm already headed back to camp. I'm going back to bed.
Such strange creatures. Small ones are quite tasty, but that one was rather large, and I think it would have been a crime to dine on it.
And
What?
You all head back to camp and end up going back to sleep. When Sirach, when you arise in the morning to finish your watch, the snow has gone up about 4 inches total on the sides of the tent. The campfire has all but gone out, but you feel like it's a nice 75. Really, it's a beautiful morning for you.
Yeah, gee.
So yeah, you go around and you wake everybody up. For Terrace, you're one of the first to be woken up, and your cloak is stiff. That's how cold it is. Like, you have to actually crack the hood a little bit to kind of break the frost off and pull it up, and it's just cold. Everything is cold. There's nothing warm anymore. You just are cold. Cold is what you are. Kenshin, you don't feel as bad. Like the rocks in your pocket, you were smart to get them on the fire early during your first watch to get them nice and toasty. So wherever you're holding those spots are warm, but your feet, they're definitely feeling the cold, but it's not anything you haven't trained for, so kind of is what it is. Logar, your
I'm
plate.
stuck in a sitting position. I
Yeah,
can't stand up.
like you're almost the Tin Man. You're gonna need some oil, but you're able to pop your joints a little bit, get ready, stand up, get ready for the morning. The sun rises again, and the clouds kind of part. The snow stops, and another day comes up. The temperature begins to rise, and you guys find yourself again on the beach. Now you look out there, you don't see that shape in the water anymore. It's just nothing but waves. The waves have begun to kind of get larger as the tide is rolling back out, so it's a lot more heavy action going on down at the beach. Where you guys are now, you're kind of at the edge of the forest, so standing ahead of you, you still see the edge of the forest, but it really kind of cuts off sharply to your right, and you see that there's a smaller hill and a larger hill right behind it where you're standing right now. So, you guys just continue to head south. Head that direction. All right.
Pretty much.
I'm not the leader here. He is.
So yeah, from where you're standing now, the water actually cuts in a little bit. So directly in front of you is a little bit of an inlet where the ocean comes in. A little bit to your front right, you see the smaller hill. Behind that and further to your front right is a larger hill, and then kind of throughout your full right side is all of the forest going all the way back.
I'm still voting we should follow the coast because it's the way that makes the most sense. If
Stay on the coast.
if the people you're searching were heading to Fort Crane, they don't have a map.
They would have stuck to the coast.
All right. Sounds good. Yeah, so from where you guys are now, let's go ahead and do another set of rolls to get an idea of how today's travels are going to be. So, you guys want to keep the same tasks or swap them around at all?
Up to you guys.
Unless you want to trailblaze there.
Yeah, I'm good with it.
Attention.
No,
Fine,
I'm good.
All right.
I have no real interest in blazing a trail through the snow. Not my thing.
Neither do I.
Terrace?
I'll leave it
tend
to the
to freeze.
professionals. Terrace,
Yeah.
you're the professional here. You lead the way.
I gotta stay warm somehow. Might as well just keep moving.
Hey, shall we set you on fire?
Yeah, let's go ahead and
That's
roll
almost welcome
your
at this point.
scout ahead.
Are you sure you're not Edward? Sounds like something Edward would say.
Maybe. That man seemed very insane.
All right, so for a 7 to 9, you can choose one of the following. You get the drop on whatever lies ahead. You discern a beneficial aspect of the terrain, shortcut, shelter, or tactical advantage. You make a discovery, which I will describe, or you notice a sign of a nearby danger, which I will also describe.
Let's say discern a beneficial aspect of the terrain.
Yeah, you actually notice as you're coming down this path, there actually is a trail here. It's a little bit up the beach, about a mile inland from the water, but it really follows the coast straight down. From where you can tell, it seems to head probably the path to directly Port Crane. It follows the beach all the way about a mile inland, and if you follow this trail, you would actually be able to kind of speed up your distance for today.
Probably something like that.
Yeah, and where he's standing, you can actually turn around and you see that this trail actually leads on the inside of the hill up to the cliffs, and you guys are actually really close to it. You're only about a mile inland from where this trail actually leads all the way to Forza Mundo.
And then it just goes all the way back. Okay. Maybe.
Something like that.
I don't know. I don't know where Fort Crane is, so I can't mark a trail all the way there. I would assume it's this purple box, but I don't know what that purple box is.
scroll all the way down.
Oh, it's all the way down at the bottom?
Or
That's what
crane
that
is way the heck down there.
Okay, so this trail leads all the way there, so.
And it
There's
just
a trail that appears to head south. That is very true.
Well, let's follow this newly discovered trail until
Let's
we
see
can...
how good you guys can blaze that trail.
Let's blaze it.
Blaze it.
What is it? It's
It's intelligence.
Intelligence. Oh boy. Oh boy. Blazing a trail backwards.
The snow really kind of covers up the trail, and you guys actually end up making it about probably 10-15 miles. You guys get over the small hill and kind of get over the larger hill, and well, you look down and you guys see a very familiar set of what appears to be a blue lake.
Oh, we got about here?
We don't know.
Right there. Right there. About 10 miles. Oh, I'm moving the trail.
There's a blue lake.
Yes. The deception flowers.
Yeah, as you look out from where you are now, there's this set of blue down at the bottom, and there's a massive field just covered in white now. There's a few trees, and from where you stand now, you can actually see a few plumes of smoke off in the distance, miles out, that you guys that went there will recognize. But yeah, from where you guys currently stand, about a mile down this hill, there's a large thing of blue. The rest is just white. It's just snow covering everything.
Yes. Those flowers. Where we killed that vile worm. And beyond, the spider keepers.
Interesting.
The Kohari, I believe.
Yeah, where do you guys want to head from here? Again, from where you're standing now, you have a smaller hill that is back and to your left. Directly to your left, you can see the beach that leads down to the ocean. To your right, you see just a large, sprawling field covered in white, a few trees kind of placed around. To your back right is the blue barrier, the large forest. Straight ahead, you see a large amount of, again, this white field, but it kind of breaks off far off on the horizon where the snow doesn't appear to be as prevalent.
I think we should try to continue and follow the trail.
Yeah, you don't see the trail anymore.
Oh,
You
trail's
guys
gone.
you made it yourself. You got to the hill, but from here you don't see the trail. You can see the plumes of smoke off to your front right. Quite a distance out there.
Right here. There we go. We don't see the trail. Well, we could visit the spider keepers and ask them if they know the way. Ask them if they know a faster way, I should say.
I mean, if we keep following the coast, we should eventually get there, right?
Indeed.
Eventually.
Yeah, from where you guys are standing now, it's about 5-6 miles back to the coast, I'd say. So what do we do? Standing at the top of the hill?
Somebody pick a direction.
I say we continue to follow the coast.
Alright.
Coast it is.
So you guys make your way back to the coast. It's midday now. And from where you stand now, you can see that the fields lead to a much larger beach a few miles away. And that beach kind of leads to a more broken terrain. You can't tell exactly what is there. It's about another couple hours. You guys travel along the coast. When you get to first, the smell to it. It smells murky, muddy, kind of just stanky. And you get a little bit closer. You notice that the snow is actually kind of starting to melt a little bit. The temperature begins to rise. And then you start to really feel this fog. The ground kind of starts to feel a little mushy under your feet. And then you start to hear the sound of rushing water. As you keep going, it gets to be about 3 or 4 in the evening later in the day, and you actually come across a river. The river's about 50, 60 yards across, but it's moving. It's a very, very powerful flowing river.
I cannot cross the river. I can swim, but not in plate.
And we're following along the shoreline, right?
Yeah, you guys are right at the shoreline, so you see the water rushing right into the... From where you're standing now, so you have the ocean to your left, about probably a mile or two to your left. To your right, you have this broken riverland that appears to kind of go, and then to your back right, a lot of swamp-like trees. It's still cold, like kind of frosty, but there's not actually snow sitting there anymore. It's all melted. It's just still kind of cold. And then straight ahead of you, kind of over this river, you actually see a very large tropical kind of jungle. There's actually palm trees that are sitting there, and it actually is covering your entire horizon. It's large jungle. You do see down the river a little bit, there actually is some kind of wooden structure. It's about probably another mile from where you are now, but it breaks the horizon.
Perhaps that is a ferry across.
Wow, 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 wow. It'd be like right there. Where's the doodle? Cool.
Okay, well, I suggest that we head towards that wooden structure that we can see, because as Logar
Right.
pointed out, he can't exactly swim in his full plate, and I would not really want to venture swimming myself with both that current and current temperature, even though it appears to be warmer on the other side of the Sirach. What's going on here?
I have no idea.
That's why I keep you around.
It's like this ain't the blue barrier, bro. You know.
Same amount of
I
time.
wonder-
I ain't got no idea.
Wander, like miles
Same amount
down
of
the
apartment.
coast.
I don't know what you're talking about. The same amount of apartment.
I ain't know what you talking about. Yeah. Well, yeah, you guys
Under the bridge, or
kind
whatever
of-
it is.
yeah, you follow this river for a while, and Terrace, you actually notice that you can see the trail now. As you come across it, the trail actually leads to a wooden and stone bridge that appears to go over the river.
Thank goodness. I don't think anyone wanted to swim.
Now, let's not be hasty. Where's the little one? Little one, shapeshift across the bridge. You're more likely to stand in the water if you fall in than us dying. Or swim. I don't know if snakes swim. I have no idea. You're magical. It's weird.
The broken bridge? Yes.
I don't think it's
From
broken,
where
bro.
you can tell now, you're still a ways away from it. You just can see it's stone and wood.
Well, let's continue on to it.
Yeah.
Cross on a proper bridge.
Yeah, as you get closer, it appears to be fully intact. But there's also very dark shadow that resides beneath it, standing, sitting, squatting beneath.
It's a toll bridge with a troll.
Got to pay the troll toll. Oh my god. First crabs and now a troll. Like we live in Harry Potter.
Hey man, I'm trying. Hey.
Well, let us try and cross.
Indeed. Allow
Yes.
me to go first.
Well, you're not able
Very
to get too far for this very large, broken, scaly, formed hand grabs the side of it. This head looks out, has these massive ears that raise up above its head. Large, dark eyes that come down like ovals across its face. Just two slots for nose. And this large, fanged mouth kind of hisses
a
at you and
vampire
then
troll.
ducks back behind.
You there, under the bridge, come out and speak with me.
Both hands now kind of swings out, hisses again, kind of just stands there staring into the dark pupils of ill repute.
Oh,
Have the choice. You may either let us pass unharmed, or I will be forced to fell you.
Kind of ducks back behind, hears some clunking around, and eventually brings out like a big old box. Has a broken rope handle on the side. Throws it towards you. Lands with a thump. Poof. See, it's like a wooden kind of box. It's nothing of special, and it's got claw marks on it. It's got just one broken rope handle on the side.
On the top.
Oh, it's just you can see that it has the ability to open, but it's just a wooden box. Doesn't have any lock or anything on it.
Box.
It's an empty
open the
box. It's an empty wooden box.
Ah, poor befuddled beast.
But I'm gonna put a gold piece in it.
Yeah, I'm not feeling like fighting either. I'll actually drop 3 gold pieces in there, one for me and the other 2. Then I'll close the box and throw it back under the bridge.
You see this creature again. These vacant eyes come out, kind of hisses again, grabs the box. This appears. You guys see like this bright flash of a light, and out strolls this young woman who's got flowing blonde hair, beautiful eyes. Where might you all be headed to?
Well, we quest to the south to find some lost companions of this one's, and perhaps even return to my place of origin, Port Crane.
Lost, you say? Not many travel when the weather is this foul.
How
They
long
took
have
off
they
a few
been
months ago.
Logar? Ah, 2 months.
2 or 3 months, yes.
Yes. You said they came from the north, going to the south. I do remember a group of men came by here. Yes, a moment, they did leave me something. Goes back in there and comes out, and she's actually holding a gold emblem that is very familiar to you, Logar. It's actually something that most of the missionaries might actually wear as part of their gear. Does this mean anything to you?
Yes. That is the symbol of our gods.
Hmm. Yes, I do remember seeing. What was it? Maybe 3 that had this symbol on them. But they were with the Dark Striders. Dark Striders have never been too friendly to those that reside in the trees.
Hmm.
Dark Striders.
You have not heard them? Very mean men. They offer their services for a price. Yes, perhaps you've seen their symbol before. She goes back in, starts rummaging around, and she brings out this tattered garment. It looks like probably, again, like a tabard or something somebody would wear over their gear. And it has this lion skull, but it's all like bloody but black.
Gotcha.
Hmm.
I've seen them many times. They travel a lot with some merchants north and south between these 2 cities. They've been known to try to bypass me, but as you can see, not all of them get away.
So they are swords for hire.
Yes, something of the
They-
sort.
They appear to be. Why would your Ogar, if your order has such as you, why would they need men such as that?
Well, we had no way of knowing what was over here on this continent. Missionaries are an expeditionary force. They go out, spread the word, and return or send back what they think of the land. Usually, they know enough in hand-to-hand combat to defend themselves. They don't need to hire anyone. I don't know why they have.
Simply hand to hand, perhaps. Well, again, I've seen these sorts kind of travel with merchants that may not exactly be happy to have them. They've been known to twist the arm of many a man with some coin in their cash. Force them on the way.
I wouldn't have been rich.
Do not know more than what I've seen. They did cross over my bridge a few months ago. Not seen them return.
Well, then we must go after them. I have to find these men.
Do take caution when you enter the jungle. For those that reside there that are very protective of their home.
We will indeed take caution.
Thank you, Lady of the Bridge. I did not mean to insult you earlier. I figured you simply a creature of circumstance, convenience.
Yes. Well, everyone seems to see me for what they want to see.
But
Safe
my
journey.
sword has no thirst for blood this day.
Yeah, you see her disappear beneath the bridge. You see another flash of light, and as you go by, you actually don't hear much of anything under the bridge. Yeah, you guys start heading into the jungle, and it's starting to get later into the evening. You notice the temperature has actually risen to a comfortable 50s, 60s. It's strange that the climates can change so quickly, but this is Talahm. It is a strange planet that has been affected by war, magic, a whole bunch of stuff. Who's to tell? The jungle itself is full of palm trees that actually still have some remnants of bananas and mangoes, kind of coconuts all about. There's a lot of bushes kind of everywhere, and you can see that the trail does continue to head south for as far as you can see. Right now, you can only see a few miles ahead. So, what do you guys wish to do?
Just curious, what's the color of this jungle?
It reminds you of a certain site you have seen past.
This couldn't be. No. Is he here?
I'm here,
Tara
yes.
starts like looking around, trying to look for something that was specific, something that indefinitely reminded him of something that happened.
Yeah, go ahead and let's for this, because you're recalling on your memory, even though it's a little not exactly, I'm gonna say you're actually telling your fellow companions about what you saw. So we'll say you're spouting lore, which is intelligence.
Okay.
Yeah, you recognize that this definitely appears to be the jungle that you saw before, but you aren't actually seeing something specific that you saw. You remember seeing some figure that was behind you, kind of chasing you, and behind that figure were things in the trees, and you're not seeing anything like that. It definitely looks like the same kind of foliage, trees, bushes, all of that you saw, but nothing specific as far as, yes, this is the area that I've been before.
Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe this isn't the place.
We can always come back and search later.
Well, maybe there's another forest like this. Who knows?
Or perhaps we're just not far enough in.
This continent is very strange.
Yeah, that is true.
Yeah, from where you guys are now, the jungle actually appears to be really, really thick right up against the coast. So that's kind of blocking off your view. But to your right, you see it kind of slims down. It's really patchy in spots. It's still full jungle, but it's not as thick throughout the whole area. So you can see a few miles inland. You can only see a fairly short distance straight ahead of you.
I say we continue. I have to find my brothers.
Are you
Indeed.
trying to look for any specific sign, Logar? Is there anything that they would do if they're in distress, or?
Yeah, I guess
Would
so.
your brothers part lightly with a holy symbol, such as the one that they gave the lady back there? Perhaps that was a sign that they were not only that they have come this way, but they are in of assistance.
No, they would not have. Maybe. They often leave markings of the gods as ways to tell where they've gone and where they've been. I guess I'll search the area for maybe get scratching in a tree or something.
Yeah, go ahead and discern some realities.
That's wisdom.
Mm-hmm.
Ah, Jesus. Oh, wow.
Okay.
A miracle. On miracles.
Ask one question.
What here is useful or valuable to me?
I mean, it's the jungle, so it has berries and flowers that could definitely resupply food, rations, possibly some medical use. So there's definitely sustenance.
Well, we would have made a camp somewhere handy.
Well, I mean, Terrace, as someone that goes out into the woods, are you looking for anything? Like, have you tracked people before? Is this something that you're familiar with?
I could. Oh, can we take a
Tracking
break?
animals.
Yeah, we will in a sec.
People's a little bit more difficult. Animals sometimes are really territorial. You kind of know what they do for the most part. Humans are, there's so many different people in the world. The way they think is all different, so it's a lot more difficult to be able to track them.
But are you still trying to look for any of their, like any sign of them?
Yeah, things like booted footprints, markings that are possibly just one slash, as if it were like a sword or something, trees that might have been broken or snapped from human-sized creatures.
Awesome. Well, you just so happen to have a move called Hunt and Track, which you will be rolling after 5 minutes when we get back from a break.
Okay.
Woohoo!
BRBs.